Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. With the launch of Crysis Remastered, I wanted to release a trophy guide and platinum roadmap for Crysis Remastered. This is the brand new game, well, brand newly remastered version of Crysis. It is out now on the PlayStation Store. Fortunately, the trophies aren't very hard in this one. It's going to be a pretty reasonable platinum to earn. Let's dive in and have a look at how hard it's going to be to earn this platinum.
If you feel like you're the worst, pretend like you're the best.
Alrighty guys, so Crysis Remastered is the remastered version of the original Crysis game that was released way back when on PC and then ported to PlayStation 3. This version here is a, I guess, enhanced version of the Xbox 360/PS3 version of the game that came out, I believe, in about 2010, and it's got the exact same set of trophies that was featured in those games as well. So it's about a 5 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. This is because of the difficulty-based trophies. You have to play through on Delta mode, which is essentially hard mode in the game, and that's pushed the difficulty ranking up. If that wasn't in the game, it would probably be more like a 2 out of 10 difficulty. So that gives you a bit of context around that. Now, not everyone is going to find it this hard. If you're a veteran of first-person shooter games or you've played Crysis in the past, it's obviously going to be a bit easier for you, but I think reasonably I can say it's around a 5 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. Time to Platinum is going to take you about 15 hours. That's if you decide to play through the game sort of 1.5 times for your cleanup type stuff, and that's very doable because the game has a really good chapter select feature. There are no online trophies in the game. There are no missable trophies because you can use chapter select. There is 1 or 2 difficulty trophies associated with Delta mode. There is only 1 playthrough is required because you can play on Delta from the beginning, but you could choose to play through the game twice, once on normal and once on Delta to get a feel for it. It's not going to take you that much longer. There is chapter select, like I mentioned before, and there are no trophy stacks for this game. In terms of trophy breakdown, we have 41 trophies in total. We have 1 platinum, 3 golds, 10 silvers, and 27 bronze trophies. These are split between mostly story-based stuff, if I'm being honest. So there's 18 non-missable story-based trophies. Technically, there's 16 trophies here that are non-missable, and there are 2 that you might miss as you're progressing through the story, but they're not technically missable because you can do chapter select to find them later, and we'll talk about those at the end in notable trophies. There are 4 trophies associated with the hard difficulty, which is Delta mode in the game. This is the hardest difficulty. Like I said at the top, if you're a veteran of first-person shooter games or these old-school first-person shooter games, you're going to have no trouble with this. If you're coming into this completely blind and you've not played a lot of FPS games in the past, you might have trouble with this trophy, so just want to point that out straight off the bat. There are 3 trophies associated with completing side objectives. I've called them side quests just for simplicity's sake, but they're basically side objectives in the game. You normally have a single mission objective or a main mission objective and then a series of side objectives, and you don't have to do them, they're completely optional. If you do them as you're playing through the game, it's going to make things a lot quicker for you, but you can go back through with chapter select and do these later if you miss them. There's 12 trophies associated with combat. That's for getting particular kills, weapon-based kills, killing a certain number of enemies, things like that. Pretty standard stuff. And then there are 3 trophies for doing misc objectives in the game. Those are for interacting with particular things or running, I think, at a particular distance. Just random misc objectives. In terms of steps to platinum, it's actually not a very complicated one. It's really just play the game. First step, as I normally do, is play through the game on normal, get a feeling for the game, and you'll clean up a lot of those kill-based trophies on your normal playthrough as well. But you'll also learn a ton of mechanics that the game has. Crysis is quite unique because it utilizes the suit in unique ways to, you know, be super powered or go invisible, things like that, which is quite unique to this game. So it is kind of worth playing through and enjoying and getting a feel for things without just jumping into the difficulty trophies. But if you do want to, step 2 is to complete the game on Delta difficulty, the hardest difficulty in the game. It is unlocked from the start, so if you want to do it from the beginning, you absolutely can. Work towards completing all the side missions when you're doing this as well, whether it's your second playthrough or first playthrough. Aim to finish those side missions as you're playing through them. If you do miss any, you can go back again with chapter select and clean those up afterwards, but in step 2 you should have finished Delta difficulty and the side quests as well. Final step is for your cleanup stuff. This is for going back and doing your specific weapon based kills, killing a particular number of enemies with particular weapons or in particular ways, and it's all of those kind of kill-based and misc trophies. This cleanup isn't actually going to be too long because you can jump straight to specific missions and clean things up very, very quickly and easily. So hence why the actual length of this isn't a super long game in terms of a platinum. It's really not a very long or time-consuming plat at all. Notable trophies, there's 3. The first I'll talk about is Cool in a Crysis. This is for completing the game on hard or Delta difficulty. This is the trophy that I was talking about before. This is probably the hardest trophy in the game because you do have to complete it on that harder mode. It's worth mentioning just because there is a difficulty-based trophy, and a lot of games these days seem to be omitting those, so I thought I'd mention it here. The other two, secure the train station and reach the end of the onslaught and the tank you started with. Those are both technically missable story trophies, I would say. The tank one, obviously the tank can be destroyed, so it means that you wouldn't get that trophy. So when you're playing through that mission in particular, you need to be very mindful of your tank and make sure you can get it from the beginning of the stage to the end. The other trophy for securing the train station, you need to kill all the enemies around the train station before you progress to the train. Those two things will make sense when you play through the game, but if you do those two things, then you can unlock those trophies anyway. If you do miss them for whatever reason when you're playing through the main game, you can always go back later and clean them up post game anyway with chapter select, so it's nothing really to worry about per se. I just thought I would call them out because if you miss them in the main game, don't freak out, you'll still be able to earn them and you're not going to need to do an entire new playthrough, which is the main thing that freaks people out. So I just want to clarify that for everybody. But that's really all there is to it. If you follow those steps to platinum and then go for those notable trophies or take note of those notable trophies, you'll have the Crysis Platinum Trophy in no time. It's really not a very challenging Platinum Trophy. Crysis Remastered, it's a pretty straightforward plat. It's literally just play through the game and then play through it again on hard, getting a lot of different kill-based trophies. Pretty straightforward list and not a bad plat. Curious to get your thoughts on this one. Have you guys played this game in the past, or are you going to play it on the PlayStation 4? What do you think of this trophy list? Are you interested in this game now because the trophies seem quite easy? If you're not interested in this game, always want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. So let me know if you're going to be checking this one out. That's my Crysis Remastered trophy guide and roadmap. Hopefully it helps you. If you do end up going for the Platinum Trophy, I want to hear about it. And I'd also really appreciate a thumbs up if that was possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video. Bye for now.